Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm so excited to be back after 7 years. Today we're doing this super fun peach and orange makeup look. I really hope you enjoy it and let's get started. I already applied my favorite moisturizer and now I'm going in with one of my favorite primers. Now I'm taking just one drop of this oil from NYX, my favorite foundation ever, just one pump of that. This highlighter from Becca, also one pump of that, and mixing all of those together. This is always how I apply my foundation. I never apply my foundation just alone because the oil helps the foundation glide on smoother and the highlighter gives me a nice natural glow. I have been doing this for years and I absolutely love it. Don't forget your neck when you're applying foundation, and now we're just going to go and blend with the beauty blender. You can either dab over your foundation with the beauty blender or you could roll the beauty blender. I like to just dab. As far as I'm aware, the beauty blender is the best way to blend your foundation, and there aren't any foundation brushes out there that are better than a beauty blender. If any of you know of any foundation brushes that are better than a beauty blender, please let me know in the comments below and I would love to try that brush. Also, I forgot to mention earlier, every single product I use in this tutorial will be listed in the description box below. And just take your time blending that foundation and make sure you get the neck. Now I am going in with my current favorite under eye concealer, and I'm actually going to be using this for the under eye area and also for highlighting. And we are going to use this concealer to create that super bright highlighted under eye look. And now I'm using that concealer to highlight the rest of my face. The areas of the face that we're highlighting are kind of the areas that we want to bring forward and draw more attention to, make them more prominent so they pop a little. This is what your face should look like after you're done highlighting. Now I'm using this darker color to contour my face. Contouring is used to recede certain parts of the face so we can set them back so we're drawing less attention to those areas. And basically creating a shadow. First, we're just starting by creating that shadow around the perimeter of our face, and this is what it should look like. Next, we're going to go ahead and contour the hollows of our cheek to create our cheekbones. Now it is time to blend everything. I'm going to start off by blending only the highlighted areas with my beauty blender. In this tutorial, I'm just covering the more common and basic way to contour and highlight your face since I'm not trying to change any of my facial features. There are so many different ways to do it. For example, you can make a very large forehead look a lot smaller, or you can make a super wide face look much narrower. If you would like to see an in-depth video about the advanced highlighting and contouring techniques you can use, then please leave me a comment below. Now I'm contouring my nose, so I'm just taking that brown color on a straight brush and running it down both sides of my nose. And just a tiny bit under the tip of the nose. Now I'm just going to use my finger to blend that highlight on my nose before I can blend the contour on my nose. And now we are ready to go ahead and blend that nose contour. Now the first few times you try to contour your nose, it can be quite difficult, but remember, practice makes perfect. And that really applies to highlighting and contouring your entire face. It is a more advanced makeup technique, but once you practice and get it right, you'll see a huge difference in how your makeup looks at the end, especially in videos, photography, and also in person. Highlighting and contouring really will be a complete game changer in your makeup routine, and it is completely worth all of the time and effort. Now we're just blending around the perimeter of our face, and for this part, just make sure that your brush is more dense and stiff. Nothing too fluffy like a blush brush or a powder brush since we are blending in that foundation. The reason I'm using a brush instead of my beauty blender is because I like a pretty heavy contoured look. If you want something more light or subtle, I would recommend just using your beauty blender. Now I'm going in with one of my most favorite products of all time, the super popular Nye Banana Powder. So I'm just taking this on my beauty blender and applying it over every area where I highlighted. We are using this powder to bake our faces and set those highlighted areas and intensify that highlight to make it pop even more. And as you can see, this powder will go everywhere, so you might not want to wear your evening dress when you're doing this step. Now I'm going in with my favorite contour powder, which is from the drugstore, so it's easily accessible for anyone. And I'm just going to take a brush and go over every area where I contoured with the contour stick. The reason I love this butter bronzer and prefer it over some of my high-end contour powders is because it stays true to its name and it's very smooth, buttery, it blends really well, and it has a slight glow to it because it is meant to be used as a bronzer, but I use it for contouring. It has a slight glow to it, so it's not completely matte like a lot of other contour powders that can give you a dull look because they're completely flat and matte. Now it's time to dust off that banana powder. I usually let it bake for about 5 minutes before I dust it off. I highly recommend you purchase this because this will make your makeup look smooth and flawless like nothing else. And again, this does go everywhere. I have tried some other baking powders and nothing compares to this. If you know about a baking powder that's better than this one, please let me know in the comments below. And now it is time for the moment I've been waiting for. My favorite part, the eye makeup. I prefer this eyeshadow base over any other because this is more pigmented than your standard eyeshadow primer and it acts like foundation for my eye makeup look. Now I'm setting that cream eyeshadow base with a powder eyeshadow. This is the eyeshadow that I usually use for my brow bone highlight, so it is a skin tone beige color. This is the same thing as using a powder to set the foundation on your face, except this is for the eyes. Now I'm taking this beautiful peachy orange color and working it into my crease. Now we do want this look to be super blended, so make sure you are blending that color into your crease in tiny circular motions. And as you can see, I'm using a pretty heavy hand with this and applying a lot of color. Now I'm using this soft peachy brown. Just make sure that you're using a soft brown that's a light to light medium shade of brown, nothing too dark, because we do want to keep this look bright for the summer. This color is going on our outer edge, and you can choose to either keep it rounded for a softer look, or you can do what I'm doing, which is applying the eyeshadow diagonally at the edge to create a sharper outer edge. Now we are taking that same eyeshadow we used to set our eyeshadow base and using it as our brow bone highlight again. Now I'm taking my MAC Fix Plus and this gorgeous bronze color, which is going to be our main eyelid color, and I'm spraying just a little bit of MAC Fix Plus in the Amber Lights eyeshadow to help it look even more metallic, like a metallic liquid eyeshadow. Pack that color onto the eyelid, but make sure you don't cover the other eyeshadows we've used on the eyes. And then take a clean blending brush and blend between the edges to make sure there are no harsh lines between the different eyeshadows. Now it is time for eyeliner, and I love this eyeliner because of the micro tip. I've tried a lot of eyeliners with fine tips, but this was my favorite. I'm going to be winging out this eyeliner as usual, and I'm going to make it slightly thick and dramatic. I used to use cream eyeliners with eyeliner brushes, but now I love using liquid eyeliner with these felt tips. It is much more convenient and a little bit easier too. I love flicking out the end and keeping it thin and sharp, just at the edge. I'm taking some of that soft brown eyeshadow we used on our outer edge, and I'm applying it along the length of my lower lash line. My favorite black eye pencil that I use just in the waterline. Now I'm just blending between the eye pencil and the soft brown eyeshadow to feather it out a bit. And my all-time favorite mascara that I always go back to no matter which mascara I try, high-end or drugstore. I have tried so many mascaras and I always come back to this one. This one is amazing for lengthening your lashes. It's not so much for volume as it is for length, and that's what I go for with my mascara. This one has a skinny wand and short rubber bristles that really grab onto your lashes and help stretch them. Do you guys use any mascaras that are amazing for lengthening? Let me know in the comments below. I would love to try it. Also, let me know if you also use this telescopic mascara. I feel like it's not as popular as it should be. For the bottom lash line, make sure you go extra slow because it's really easy to get mascara on your lower lash line. Okay, not as slow as me. Now I'm taking my coconut oil and a Q-tip to trace inside my lips so I can remove any foundation that is on my lips. See the difference? This is a technique I made up years ago, and I use it every time I do my makeup as a replacement for lip liner. It's almost like lining your lips from the inside out. See how defined and crisp my lip line looks now? I usually don't use lip liner, but today I'm trying this one. And this is my favorite lipstick. It has a peach color. I'm also going in with a light peach blush. I usually like using my MAC Peaches blush when I'm going for a peach blush, but since this look is pretty bright and peachy, I want to keep the blush light. Now I'm going in with one of my favorite highlighters, and I'm not sure why this is called an illuminating powder. It's more of a cream. I love that glow. Now I'm taking a lip brush to use as a tiny concealer brush and applying concealer to my tiny dark spots. And I find that gently patting it in with my finger works the best to blend it. I wait until the end to do this so blush and highlight don't wipe off my concealer. This is my adorable Maine Coon Simba, and he wanted a makeover too. If you'd like to follow Simba, his Instagram page is maincoonsimba.q. You can also follow me on Instagram at ShimaQ Makeup Artistry. And here is our final summer look. I really hope that you guys enjoyed watching this. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you'd like to see more makeup tutorials from me, then hit that subscribe button and the bell so you can be notified when I make a new tutorial. I hope to see you in my next tutorial. Thank you so much for watching and have a great day.